Alright, welcome to our last lesson about rounding, which is we're going to go through the steps today, which is going to be Rounding with Number Lines Lesson 2, and we're going to be going through the steps this time. Don't forget to write your date, today's date. Remember, my date is going to be different than yours, which is why you don't see my date up there. So now let's talk about these steps for rounding with a number line. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a place value chart. Remember, always make your place value chart when you're dealing with trying to find a place of a number. Every single time, make that place value chart, whether it's word form, expanded form, anything, always make your place value chart. Next, we're going to draw a number line. We're going to write the number that we want to round above our number line. Then we're going to write the rounding place below the number, and we're going to underline the rounding digit. Then we're going to write the numbers that our number is between on the number line. You know how we did from the next lesson about Boba Fett, where Boba Fett was between 20 and 30. We're going to be doing the same thing here. Then we're going to find the midpoint of our two numbers on the number line. Like, you know, if we're counting by tens, you know, between 10 and 20 is 15. And then we're going to place the number where we want to round, where it should go on the number line. And if it's closer to the number on the left, we'll be rounding down. And if it's closer to the number on the right of the number line, then we'll be rounding up. And then, last but not least, always box your answers. So here's our first example. And remember, we are making a foldable of this. Make sure that you are putting all this information on your foldable. Now, our first example is we're going to round 434 to the nearest 100. So now we have our number on our number line. Now we're going to write our number. 434. Okay. We want to go to nearest 100. We're going to underline our rounding digit. Now, 434, we're counting by 100s. If we're counting by 100s, 434 is between a 400 and then 500. Remember, because we're counting by 100, and that's what that number is between. Now, what's in the middle, the midpoint of 400 and 500? Well, if you count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 450 is halfway between 400 and 500. Now, where are we going to put our number? Where are we going to put our number? Well, you know, if we're counting by tens and 20s here, like if we know we had 410, 420, 430, and then 440 on this number line, then 434 would be somewhere right here. So that's going to be 434. Right there. Let me circle it. So it's here. So now look at our number. So now let's look at our number line. Remember, we're trying to go to the nearest 100. Well, 434 to the nearest 100, counting by 100. 434 is right here. It's closer to 400 than it is to 500. So 434 rounds to 500. Now, here's an example. Here's one example for you to work out. You're going to round 434 to the nearest 10. I already have the midpoint labeled for you. Now you just have to do the rest of it. Your other example is going to be round 12,186 to the nearest 1,000. Uh-oh, I didn't erase that. Y'all don't see it. Y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that. And then, now let's talk about rounding using an inverted number line, or a number line that looks just like a mountain. We're going to use our same example of 434 being rounded to the nearest hundred. If we made this look like a mountain, remember you must go up a mountain, then down a mountain. So if we're using one of these number lines, we have 410, 420, 430, 440. Then we have 460, 470, 480, and then 490. Now, 434 would be here on our number line. And if we want to make a number line like this, well, we're still trying to go up the mountain. Since it's not all the way up to the top, that means it's best for us to go back down the mountain. That means that 434 rounds to 400. And that is the end of our lesson on rounding with number lines. All of the steps. See you in class.